Hey, it's me, Puppet DM, and I'm here to tell you all about the sponsors we have here at the Wandering Society. We're sponsored here by Mage Hand Press, makers of a bunch of 5th edition supplements, like the Book of Kobolds or their series of new classes. And don't forget, Arcmada, the amazing sci-fi fantasy campaign setting for the world's greatest role-playing game. Be sure to check them out at store.mageandpress.com. Up next, we have Roll20. It's the platform we use here at the Wandering Society to play all of our games. It's easy to use, intuitive, and it now comes with dark mode. Be sure to check them out at roll20.net. We're also sponsored by R. Talsorian Games. R. Talsorian Games make great RPGs, and they've been doing so since the early 90s. Check their books. They've got Cyberpunk Red, which Simon tells me has been played here extensively, Castle Falkenstein, which also has been played here, and The Witcher, which has also been... Okay, we get it! Check them out at your FLGS or online at rtalsoriangames.com. Have you ever wanted to wake up and smell the coffee? Well, now you can with this next sponsor, Found Familiar. Get yourself some damn good coffee at foundfamiliar.com and use the code on the screen to get 15% off. What do you mean I can't drink coffee? What the fuck is felt? And we couldn't end this segment without talking about our good friends at Die Hard Dice. That's right. As a Dice affiliate, we are proud to partner with Die Hard Dice to bring you only the best in shiny click-clacks. Click-clacks? What is... Ow. You can check their ever-growing collection over at dieharddice.com and use the link below to get 15% off. You're putting this all on me? I better get a cut. Everyone was loaded. Yay. Hi, welcome to episode 58 of Scion, Birth of the New Gods. I'm Simon at Wandering DM, he, him, and I am the fates for this game, and I have with me an incredible group of players and a cat. And I'll let them introduce themselves, including the cat. So let's start with the person to my upper right on the overlay. Renee, hello.
Hi, my name is Renee Rhodes. I am here by voice only today. Sorry about that, but thanks for bearing with me. I play Melody Morningstar, and both of us use she, her pronouns.
Melody Morningstar, is that her full name?
Whoa, God, no. Nope. That is a different character entirely played by my mother in my former D&D podcast. I play Morning. Donner.
It's
Good morning.
it's canon now.
I mean, I
Did I
thought
It was
mention
very
that I got
plausible. Like,
very
I
little
just
sleep
like,
last
okay.
night.
we can't hear you, Hannah.
Oh, me?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Because I forget. There are times where I forget. Like D goes by D so often I forget what her first name actually is.
Yeah,
Sometimes
golly.
it wasn't
Oh,
on the thing.
yeah, spaced out a bit. I was so confident too.
well, that's why it felt. Oh,
I'm back.
yes,
Yeah,
you
you're
are,
back.
and we can hear
And
you.
audible.
We heard the me right before you left, so
Oh shoot.
it might have just been the phrase before. But now that you're back, hi. Who are you? Who are
Hi.
you playing?
I am Hannah, and in this campaign, I'm playing Kieran Kearney, son of Loki, and this is Prue. I don't know if you can hear her purring. She's purring very loudly. Okay.
We
Mike's
can
not that
see. We can see an ear.
Tiny bit.
Good crew.
And on the bottom row, we have right next to me, Lynn. Hello.
Hey everyone. I'm Lynn. She/they, and today I am playing D Higa, daughter of Inari, she/her.
And lastly, we have Hawkeye.
Hey everyone, I'm Hawkeye, Kentucky Hawkeye, and today I am playing Finbar O'Dubda.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Before we start, players, do you hear the music in Roll20? Because I've been having... Okay, that's a yes. All right. Because I've been having a bit of an issue lately where music plays and I don't hear it, and my tab's not muted. I just don't want to blare it in chat or for chat either, so... That said, let's go back to where we left off last week, which is in Chicago. The Godlings made their way to Jackson Land in Chicago, found an unassuming toy shop where they met with one Baptiste St. John, who happened to be well, you never asked who his divine parent is, but clearly a Scion, who's been there for a while apparently, which is not necessarily the norm. Scions aren't always immortals, but he's been around for a while, basically making toys and making children laugh, and shush, baby, and making them feel good, which led him to essentially be what we would know as Santa Claus eventually. He has a veritable army of bees working tirelessly in his back store, creating, inventing toys, and that are then, eventually mass produced one way or another. But the point is, his are slightly different. As he showed you with a teddy bear, a giant teddy bear that he brought to a hospital, same hospital that Dee left a was it a fox or was it a kitsune statuette?
Like a tuna. Yeah, it's like...
Okay, so left the kitsune statuette, which similarly, actually, the two of you have very similar abilities in the sense that the hospital will now
fare a whole lot better. And the kids will, while not cured of their diseases, which is something that I believe Dee can do, but that Baptiste said could not do himself. He can't just snap his fingers and cure diseases at will. But he can ensure that the patients basically feel the effects of their symptoms a little less. You have warned. There's a tail in focus. That's awesome. You have warned Baptiste that he might be in danger. He mentioned having heard about your rivals before. I've met with them once. They came to a store once, but there was never any real like sense of a threat for them or anything. But you know, it was just that one time. And with that, he kind of awkwardly shuffled off while leaving the four of you across the street from the hospital as he went back to his store after giving you his phone number. And I believe you had plans, dear godlings, and I would love for you to tell me what these plans are. And shush, we're playing.
Well,
What were our plans? Morning is too distracted by having met Santa Claus.
Uh-huh.
so we have one more of the Scions, of the remaining Scions to find then. Last reported in the St. Petersburg area of Old Mother Russia.
Right?
It does seem like it. He was seen in what's the Palace Square. When you spied upon him, that's where, but mind you, that also was a few days ago. But I recall you needing or wanting to warn him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so where to?
All right, I guess we get with the jet of the pilot of our jet and see if we can file flight plans for Russia.
Let's go.
It's entirely possible for them to, for you to just charter a plane to St. Petersburg, and it would bring you there, accounting for, you know, time zones and such, let's say, the next day.
Because unknowing what the plant life is there, whether we'd find something suitable for our other mode of transport.
It depends on where you want to land, honestly. You can definitely find a tree, a suitable tree somewhere. The issue is it going to be anywhere near where you want it to go? Otherwise, I mean, you can land in St. Petersburg and then make your way to Palace Square. Airport. I think that's the airport there. Yeah, it's mostly like a half-hour drive to the center of St. Petersburg. But then once you're there, I would like to know what you plan on doing, because you saw him walking down Palace Square. Right now, it's a brisk, let's say you arrive in the morning, so we'll say brisk morning with nary a cloud in the sky. There's maybe already by now 2 dozen people, tourists and visitors alike, that are either walking through Palace Square, just taking in the sights, or are downright, taking pictures and everything. You have a few people heading into the museum that's there. You've got like 3 younger, I'd say probably college age students, 2 guys, and at least from appearance, 2 guys and a girl by the giant column that's there. They're drinking and talking. One of them smoking. It's strangely enough, it doesn't seem to faze them to see a giant black unicorn.
Your famed procedure, morning.
Yeah.
Either that or there's just weirder stuff in Russia in general.
It's just Russia.
That is true.
Um,
That is true.
could
we
the
know-
4 of you? Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna do we know what anything specific about what we're looking for? Who we're looking
You
for?
saw this person once, and that's it. You spied on them, right?
But so we have a general idea of what they are supposed to look like.
You didn't have an exact physical description. From what I remember, you saw him from basically what would be the angle of a security camera.
Hmm.
That was a little while back. Let me see if I can have more info. Legend Keeper. You had gotten a list of surviving Scions. I believe. I think it's Naman
Yeah, I've
who
got.
helped put it together.
Yeah.
And among the entire list that there was just like this one. Well, there were 2 individuals, but one of them you figured out was Batiste anyway, and the other one was a Scion who's in Russia. And when you tried to look for them, you sort of saw this relatively young, I'd say like adult, but maybe a young adult, blonde hair with a what's it called, like a sheep, not a bumper jacket, but it's kind of like those sheepskin clothes, almost like a 3/4 trench coat type of thing. And he was just walking through the square at night, and eventually seemed to have completely disappeared from view.
Because the list I have written down has JD, Nama, Anna Sophia, Madeline, Baptiste St. John, Solomon Knox, Emos, Chapa, and someone listed as the project.
As the project?
Unless I misunderstood what was going on with that. I don't know.
Yeah. What were the names again?
I have John Daniel Celeste,
Mhm.
Nama, Anna Sophia,
Mm-hmm.
Madeline, who's listed as dead, Batiste
Mhm.
St. John,
Mm-hmm.
Solomon Knox,
Mm-hmm.
Emos,
Amos, yeah.
Chapa, and the project is what they were referred to.
So I
Yes.
think the one that you're missing Killian,
Killian. Okay, I am missing one. Okay, cool.
and the other one that you're missing would be this one. So maybe you call them the project, or reasons I don't know.
Yeah, I
but-
don't know why I wrote it down that way either. To be totally honest.
But essentially, yeah, that's the that would be that other person. And right now, this morning in Palace Square, there are no signs of a younger man wearing a 3/4 trench coat doubled with sheepskin. However, can I ask all of you to make a cunning occult check?
Cunning.
Oh, you can. I just forgot to pull up roll 20. Is there any chance someone could roll it for me while I load that?
Sure. I have your sheet up here. Morning. Cunning and occult.
I swear I always forget roll 20 unless someone says the word roll 20.
We got 3 successes for Finbar, 2 for Kieran, 2 for so basically everyone in the group, even D with 1 success, there is something off about everyone's lack of reaction. While D might not be able to put her finger on it immediately, the other 3, especially Finbar, it almost seems like the 4 of you are invisible.
I immediately test that theory.
How?
Starting with waving, but then probably approaching the nearest people if that doesn't work, and I assume it does not.
If you wave at someone, they do not wave back, even if they are looking at you. They don't seem to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Morning. Do this test real quick. Get out your phone and try to take a selfie and see if you see yourself in the camera.
Well, okay, and I'll try that.
Oh, you do? There's you, there's everyone else around you. Y'all are there.
No, I'm here. My phone says I'm
Interesting.
here.
Interesting.
They don't appear to be noticing us. What is that?
Is that some sort of magic that, like, deflects from the divine?
No, but there is magic that deflects mortals from being able to see us.
Yes.
Mm,
I mean, it's something I can do for myself, but having it over a certain area, that's something different.
does that mean that who we're looking for might be close by?
Either that or someone else does not want us to be seen.
Well, I don't like that option too much.
Neither do I.
I think morning will actually mount midnight and say, is it okay if I do a quick perimeter, see if I can see how far this goes?
Wait, I might need your help for a second. Do you GM can we pinpoint how far away are we from the camera that caught that footage?
If you look around you, let me just check. It's one of the cameras that's from the museum. So I will say right now, let's assume that you are between the column where the 3 people are and the museum. So I'd say it's
Actually, better question. Are there
couple of
any
yards at
actually,
most?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is it hard to access?
The camera itself?
Yeah.
For a human, perhaps, depending on what abilities you want to use, maybe not. So basically, the cameras are. So the Hermitage Museum, right, has all of these columns at the front, and each column ends in a sort of what you call that? Like the top of a column,
Yeah.
Fresco
where it flares out.
or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So you've got, let's say, like one, and then it flares out, and then there's one above it, and then it flares out, and that's where the camera is. From a height,
Yeah.
I'd say it's about like on a 5th floor type of thing.
Oh, jeez.
It's scalable, but also if you just want to, like, it depends on if you want to touch the camera or if you just want to be in you can also be in a blind spot by walking closer to the museum. So I don't know exactly what
I
you're
can
looking
scale
for.
things.
What do you
I
think?
can scale things.
Yeah. D will go to morning and just say, that camera that got the footage isn't that far away, but I might need some help getting up to it. It's a little bit like I don't necessarily have the godly like dexterity or strength to jump up there.
Oh,
Could
Well,
you help me get to a
I could
position where I can talk to it?
We could use our strength to toss you up there.
oh, I can literally just run up the wall.
I think she does some mental kind of like her, like she's imagining like you throwing her up there and her just like falling off because she doesn't have like inhuman dexterity. So there's a good chance she'll just like bounce off, like, not catch and then just fall back down.
Frightening for someone to just be thrown if that is not something they're used to doing.
I think she was thrown once and then she just kind of like just tumbled because it was just like just throw a distance and she just kind of like ragdolled a little bit.
Yeah, I can run up there.
Oh, thanks. Because well, we can at least use this invisibility to our advantage and not make a scene. Otherwise, this would have been much harder because it's really high up.
Yeah, Simon, I'll just run up there.
Yeah, with your epic dex, you can run up the column. Like, there's no need for a roll or anything.
No, I'm good at that.
Pretty much like what what D said, the invisibility or the semi-invisibility works to your advantage. No one's batting an eye at what you're doing.
That's great. I mean,
Yeah.
no, actually, no, that's not great. I think Morning likes eyes on her, but from a Renee perspective, that's great. I'll retrieve it and
Actually, maybe what was it? I think D maybe had in mind like maybe like her like kind of like holding her shoulders while you jump up there. It's gonna be really scary for her.
Yeah, that should be doable.
And you want to do what exactly?
Talk to the camera.
Okay, once you're up there, you want to talk to the camera?
Like it's like
Yeah.
yelling from five stories is not necessarily
it's kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah. Just two people climbing up a fifth story building and talking to a
Nothing
camera.
unusual here.
So
that's not unusual.
As a person, I do not know Russian, but the camera speaks Russian.
D is going to that's what D is going to use her translation software on her phone.
Do you need my help with the translation? I can toss you mine.
I think she can take care of it. I think her stuff
Okay.
has. I think
No
she's done
problem.
this.
All right. So and we're talking like a non-magical translation software, right?
It's semi-magical, I think.
Okay.
She has her little programs, and I think her little programs are like semi-magical. Like they're the equivalent. They are the equivalent of like little of their spirits that she talks to.
Then in that case, you would notice that the camera not only speaks in Russian, but it speaks in an older form of Russian.
Okay.
Like one that predates the invention of cameras.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
the camera
it
can't be that old.
basically asks, what are you doing up here?
Came up here because I have a really important question for you. You saw something that that we desperately need to find, and it was like on this date or whatever date it was and time. That person.
I don't talk to strangers. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm a if you don't talk to Pupa, do you talk to demigods?
The camera basically turns to look at you directly up
No,
and
people
down.
can't talk to you like I can.
I don't know what demigod means, but people I talk to, the people are the people I know.
Then is there anything I can help you with so I can be someone that you do know?
You told me your name. Where are you from?
America.
American. Are you here to admire the museum? Is that what you're looking for?
No, we're trying to find someone that's like me that you've seen.
Another American.
No. Someone that can do special things. Like talk to cameras.
I don't know of anyone that can talk to cameras. Not like what we're doing right now. This is pleasant. I haven't had a conversation with anything else, save from the server that sees everything I see.
That person in the trench coat, can you or the server tell me if they've been seen or anything like them has been seen?
Person with the trench coat.
And she'll bring up the footage, that person.
You can see the camera like hold itself on the picture. If you could see a mechanical zoom, there would be one. But it's probably enhancing in the background. It goes. Troublemaker. I know him well.
Oh, really? Troublemaker? Why do you say that?
He causes trouble. He upsets the quiet. And as it says the quiet, it basically turns, like rotates, to look at the rest of the palace square.
Can you show me?
Can I show you what?
The trouble they've made.
I can't. There's no trouble now.
But the server you talk to must.
Yes, but he doesn't talk to people. He only talks to machines. I could tell you where he is, but good luck trying to get him to talk to you.
Where is he?
Inside. It's at the museum.
Oh.
It's in the basement somewhere. A cool room, he says. Very cold. That's how he likes it.
Huh. Well.
Troublemaker, though, he comes and goes.
Here?
You could say he's a regular. I've seen him often.
Any pattern in particular that you noticed?
He's never alone. He always comes when other people are coming. He just...
Other people in the area, or specifically with other people close to him, close to them?
No, he follows other people.
The same people, or different people?
Always different.
Always different. Night, day, time of day, or all kinds of time?
Only daytime. The museum's closed at nighttime. Yeah. He tends to leave by himself, but come with other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does. And how often do you see him?
Well, according to my internal clock, I would say it's he would probably give you the time in like the amount of seconds, which is roughly a week. He comes there almost weekly, type of thing.
Different times during the week, or is it like?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's once a week, but it's often, from what you can make out, it's often in the morning.
Okay. Well, that's certainly more information than we've had before. So thank you very much for being as forthcoming as you have.
Like I said, I don't get to talk to people often, or to anyone, and you're no longer a stranger. I know who you are, a D of America.
Oh, it's certainly good to talk to you, but I got a little bit of lens isn't that clean, and you got a little bit of caked in like dust on here. So let me take care. She'll like wipe off. She'll kind of like clean off the thing. It's like, no, thank you very much. And Dee will look down and remember she's like 5. It's like 2 more. Okay, I think I've got as much information out of the camera as possible. I think I like to be on the ground.
Yeah, back down. Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, return D safely to the ground. So,
Thanks. Didn't get too many details, but the camera said that that the person we're looking for frequently, like at least once a week, comes through the area of that it can see. Starting like either with a group of people or shadowing a few people and then trailing and then kind of pulling off a little bit. Like they're sneaking, possibly. Also, that that the server with more footage might be in the museum, but I think we've had questionable history with museums, so
yeah.
I mean that's one that's certainly one option we have. I mean, this is the place that they come to quite often, so there must be some point of interest here.
Is the point of interest the museum, or is the point of interest the people that they are trailing?
What do they do after they break off from the group of people?
The camera didn't know, but it's always been different people coming in. So maybe it's like coming in with a crowd,
Right.
trying to remain more hidden, possibly.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it's just this person's whole thing is trying to keep themselves obscured in one way or another. Either they're disguising themselves in a group of people, or I'm pretty sure that this whole thing that's happening right now is not meant to obscure us. I'm pretty sure it's just a radius of effect that's meant to obscure godlings in general. Just them. It's a catch-all. I don't think they expected other godlings to walk into their catch-all.
Hadn't thought of that. It's a good idea.
So the important thing would be to maybe see if there are other cameras. Did the camera say in which direction he would go when he broke off from the rest of the group?
Was there? I guess she looked at that. Was it different? Was it the same area, or was it like
That they come from?
Mm-hmm. Or not come from, but like go like the when they leave the cameras.
Yeah, it actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask you for a check for that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me int and technology.
Okay, where is it? Where is that? Okay, there we go. Come on. 2 successes.
So with 2 successes, looking at where the camera is and how it can move, it can catch people coming more or less from the direction of the statue. So one thing you have to know is, you know, if you've never seen Palace Square, even in photos, like it is huge. It's a wide open area, a Mars field, if you will, with like the giant monument in the middle. That camera can only catch, I would say, about 120 degrees. From where it's placed, it can see people coming in from, let's say, the direction of the statue or the other side of the square, same direction y'all came from, going into the museum. The moment someone enters the museum, the camera loses them. And when they exit, the camera will only see them if they exit and they basically cross the square. If you exit the museum and you immediately turn to your left or your right, basically hugging the museum wall, the camera would never see you. And so for it to know that he comes and leaves, that means that he's not trying to be subtle, if you would. He's not trying to hide from the camera.
But is it like when he exits, is it the same direction?
It would have to be. If not, I mean, because of the angle, right? It means he crosses the square.
Okay.
Once you're across the square, I mean, you can take a bus to anywhere. If you have a car, you can drive anywhere. You can, that's a little bit harder to determine, but at least with your successes, he doesn't appear to want to be hidden from the camera. Neither does he seem to be like wanting to be seen either.
Yeah. No, the question I was asking is just is it like he comes in and then goes to a certain, is it the same direction every time, or is it like different directions?
Oh, it would be the same direction every time.
Okay. So there's a similar level like purpose to it.
Yeah, there is. Let me just bring up the Google Maps again. Palace Square. So there is across from the Palace Square. Let's say he leaves always in the same direction, right?
Okay.
There's a parking lot in that direction. There's also in the same direction 2 bridges that cross the Moika River. And I don't know if I can see very quickly like the transit. Do I have transit? Yes. In the direction that he's going, there are no buses. There are like cafes and restaurants and hotels and what have you, right? But he's not going towards where like assuming that someone wants to leave the place immediately, the quickest way to leave, unless he has a car that is parked in that parking, the quickest way to leave would be the opposite way.
Okay. All right, that's. She'll think and be like, and she'll point in that direction. It's always walking in that direction. Every time.
Do you think maybe we can try to find more cameras in that direction?
I can ask around.
Or maybe we can go into the museum and see if the server can show us cameras showing to where he goes into the museum. I'll look for him there. Either are good options. Either are good options.
Yeah. I mean, what do y'all think going into the museum? Because one's gonna give us a bunch of cameras, but we're gonna have to sneak in there, and the other is just gonna be me pestering a bunch of objects, walking around.
Do we have to sneak into the museum?
I mean, they're not just gonna let.
What?
Just let me in.
And before we cut from break, Kieran, can you roll cunning and manipulation together? Oh no,
sure.
Cunning and subterfuge. Cunning and subterfuge.
Huh.
Sure, absolutely. 4 successes.
Do you remember what happened in Japan?
I do. I was not caught on camera because I was using something to obscure my appearance.
Yes.
My thing is I was looking at my traits, my knacks here, my boons. Does walk unnoticed apply to just me, or is there anything that I can use similarly that would allow me to imbue that sort of ability to people who are within my immediate vicinity? Like if Dee and I went into the museum and we were holding hands, would both of us be unable to be identified?
Also, I will also put this option. You can just be a fox and just like.
Yeah, this is me and my emotional support fox.
Yeah, you just hold up something like a fox.
Oof. So no, but the thing about the museum in Japan, where I wanted to also get at is there are good chances that the identity of the rest of your group is well known in every other major museum in the world.
The museum
Okay, but-
circles of like
Yeah.
these people.
So you would need, with those 4 successes, you know that you would need to be able to hide them
Sure.
if you wanted to go in. Now,
But
as
this is
far as
completely-
No one's looking
Nobody-
for a fox.
Nobody has. I thought you said that nobody could see us. Like
See
nobody's
you. I
playing.
think it was you. I think it was just.
No,
oh,
us.
you mean in the square?
Yeah, in the square.
Oh, in
Oh
the
yeah,
square.
I'm just saying you don't know if that's the case within the museum.
The cameras probably also see a lot.
But with your cunning, you know, because
Mhm.
Kieran is cunning, Kieran would know that if you're not invisible, the rest of the group is in trouble.
Right. Well,
I will say that I would let you do it as a minor miracle, which would bring the
There's so many
pool-
of my minor miracles. I'm at like the halfway point with my minor miracles. I have been using them like candy.
Yep, that would bring our collateral pool to 9 out of
No.
10.
Absolutely not.
But you would camouflage everyone.
I only need to camouflage D.
Because
What-
Morning and I were not there.
Well, D needs
We can hang
to
out.
look at the cameras. Does anyone have a D? Do you still carry a backpack?
Yeah.
A fox would fit in a backpack,
Yeah. I
wouldn't
mean,
it?
she doesn't need like. She can still talk to them when she's in fox form. She can
Do you
still
want the
operate a
tiny,
mouse.
like cat backpack with the
Mm-hmm.
window?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would let you summon that backpack as a minor miracle. No.
Oh, for God's sake!
No, I think D can
I mean, D has her like little like
your
suitcase.
trunk, yeah, your suitcase.
Yeah.
The museum might not allow you to have a suitcase, but the
Yeah.
museum
Oh, it's a
might allow you
suitcase.
to
I thought it
have
was a backpack. That's my bad.
No, but that even then, let's just look at what y'all can do.
You want D to pretend to be like
Well,
like what was it, like a fox scarf or something like that? Just like be very still.
It's Russia. They won't even blink.
if you could make yourself look like you were a fox skin stole around.
Yeah,
someone's
that's what I was
neck,
thinking. Just like
Actually, D,
Mhm.
you have a creator calling that lets you create an object. You could take the stuff that's in your trunk and make a backpack out of it.
That's true. Actually, that might be good. That might be fine. Just random
Alright.
objects, just kind of like
What's
kinda,
going
like,
to
sew together like a bunch of stuff. Then it'll look like a backpack. Strangely enough, it's like this was just like scraps.
Yeah, it'll be cobbled together, but you know, and because of your calling, it ignores a point of flaw. So even if it's cobbled together, it's actually
Looks
like a decent backpack.
It doesn't look like, oh, I had this thing. I'm just trying to make like a satchel for a fox or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm
like
gonna have to ask you a question before we cut the break.
Mhm.
My question is, this is a knack. This isn't like a miracle or whatever. It'll take some time to create.
Mhm.
Either you create it now, it'll take a few hours, you go into the museum,
Mhm.
or y'all find a place to stay, you craft it overnight, and you come back in the morning. Since we know that the guy seems to come in the museum in the morning, do you also want to be in the museum before noon, or does it not matter? That's all I need to know.
I mean, the stuff's gonna be there. I mean, I'm fine with whatever. Also, it's been a long flight.
I wouldn't be a. We probably could. Our characters could probably use the rest anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and 2, give you better time for us to create something that's going to look a lot more feasible and believable.
Oh yeah, and I mean, there's a 5-star hotel right across the street.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Is there a cheaper
Stars.
option? God damn it.
Wow.
God damn
Anna,
it,
I
Kieran.
am currently on the page of that hotel, and that 5-star hotel is $200 a night.
Oh damn.
I mean,
So
certainly,
I
if
think
we
y'all
play our-
have the money for it.
If we play our cards right, we could maybe get one that's got a window out to the square, so we can keep an eye out for this person while Dee's making the backpack.
That's smart.
Yeah, like I mean, D can make the backpack, and everyone maybe people can do like
You know what?
some on foot.
You have so much money that it doesn't
I know.
matter.
D can
So
create
you
money.
have the
D
room.
can create
You
money.
have the suite at the top of the hotel that gives into Palace Square at night. Like, it's a gorgeous view of that and the Neva River, and then, you know, the what is it? You can see the cathedral, and you can see from where you are a thing called the, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, but it's a museum of anthropology and ethnography.
Okay, but right, that begs the question then. We were able to check in physically at the desk. The receptionist
Oh.
saw us.
Yes, when you get to the desk and you interact with the receptionist, they see
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so we now know
Yeah,
that people
it's-
inside the buildings can
will
see
be able
us.
to see us.
Actually,
Even more reason for the backpack.
Let me just check one thing. Because I need to make sure that what I say matches. Yes, but I will say this. They didn't seem to notice you up until the moment you got to the counter
Oh.
and interacted with them.
Oh, interesting.
When you came into the hotel, like, there's a guy at the door, right?
Yeah.
He never even moved. He's just like standing there waiting, looking at, you know, people walking by and whatever. There is a fucking horse walking,
Very cool.
clip-clopping. You can hear the hooves of Midnight. And he didn't even
That's
flinch.
the doorman. Is he inside the building or is he
Outside.
standing just outside?
He would be
Yeah,
like
he's
outside.
there.
He's
and then-
outside. Okay.
Of course, Midnight is too big to fit inside the hotel, right?
I
You can
mean,
make it fit if you want.
Yeah.
You
I
can
mean,
get into
put the
that.
horse in the elevator first, and then the rest of us can go in a separate elevator.
It's a
But
5-star hotel. That's a big lobby, so you can probably get a
Yeah,
horse.
Yeah.
no, that's true. Maybe a horse could actually fit in. Let's
somebody
say that
Google
I mean,
Midnight
can a
did.
horse
mean,
fit in
you
a
know-
five-star hotel
You
lobby?
know what? If the 5 they're used to rich people doing weird shit, so it's like it's fine.
Right. There would be horses at rich people orgies. Midnight comes in. No one inside batted an eye. And when Midnight walks on the freaking marble floor and it echoes, no one bats an eye. And then you get to the reception area and you talk to the person at the desk. They see you. They don't seem to either care or notice Midnight.
How close is midnight versus how close is, I assume,
Do you want to test it?
Finbar's the one checking in?
You want to test it?
Yes.
Right now, I'm assuming like 7 feet. If you bring
Versus
Midnight
right up
closer,
close?
once Midnight's head begins to, like, the chin begins to be over the counter, suddenly the person at the desk goes, "Oh, you're not allowed horses in here. This is a respectable establishment. How did that got here?"
What horse? And then I just like pull Midnight back a little bit further.
What do you mean, what horse? That horse?
No, I would like to use wasn't me.
We're still done.
Wait, what? What's that?
It says,
wasn't me.
When
It's
you
not-
do something with legal or social consequences, you delay the consequences by transferring the blame to someone else of the same or lower tier.
Okay, so you need to
So
transfer
we aren't the ones who
blame.
brought the horse into the lobby. It was that guy.
That's his
So you
horse.
just point like a
It's his
random
horse.
mortal?
Yeah, point to a random mortal in the lobby as well. He can't see us. It's his
His
horse.
horse.
He's the guy who brought it in. So as long as we keep the horse at least 2 feet away from this person's peripheral, they'll never know. That guy tried to bring in a horse, though. That guy's fucked up.
Oh, he's going to go talk to that guy. All
right,
first,
get the
first
horse in the
he's
elevator.
Going to,
Get the horse in the-
he's going to give you your keys and everything. And as you go into the elevator, there's a couple among you that have like very good senses, right? Like hearing and such.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be just Finbar because I don't think anybody
Yeah,
else
I don't
speaks
think
Russian,
I'll have-
right?
No.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have liminal traveler, no, experienced traveler. When you travel to a new place, no matter how remote, you quickly pick up the social mores and behaviors along with enough of the language to get by.
Oh, by the time you're done interacting at the counter, you are
Yeah.
not fluent, but you can speak. You are Duolingo Russian.
Yay!
Yeah, and I've got the Omniglot translation, so I can speak back to them basically with the same accent that they're using.
So the two of you would hear as you like try to cram Midnight in the elevator, you would hear the person behind the desk, the reception, went to that
Oh, that poor...
random oligarch.
Actually, no.
that you
no,
pointed
no,
at.
that's fine.
And he says, hey, by the way, you're not supposed to put your horse in here. What is this? This is against hotel policy. And the other person goes, what horse? I don't have a horse. The person at the counter says, this horse. And he points as the elevator closes. And you can hear just before the door closed, that random person reply, but that's not my horse. And we're gonna break on that.
Okay,
it seems
cool.
like it's a very
Oh,
bad
so
joke. Like
This
you
is
bring
no,
a-
no. It's creating like a Rube Goldberg effect where we get the attention of one person to our existence, and then suddenly they are aware of our existence, and then as soon as they draw the attention of someone else to our existence, they're also aware of our existence. Okay, I got you. So it's a domino effect. So we just got to avoid setting off the dominoes in the museum. Cool.
Yep. But for now, you have delayed the consequences of bringing a horse in a 5-star hotel. We're gonna be back in about 5 minutes, everyone. I just need a quick bio. I'll be right back. So the backpack was acquired.
It does have a little bubble on it with the like.
With a little wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Might need this again. I mean, you know what? We might need this again, so it's gonna go in the suitcase.
That's true.
All right, and then do you head out to the museum now? Kind of early afternoon-ish?
Well,
All
what
right.
time of the morning did the camera say that the guy usually comes around? Sorry, Robert, you were gonna
Between
say something?
opening and noon. Yeah, opening and noon. So let me just check real quick the museum, like when it opens. Just out of curiosity, but it's gonna be something like 9 and noon, or 8 and noon. Oh God, he comes in at between 11 and noon.
Okay. I
That
mean,
shit opens at 11.
I mean,
While the backpack was being made and into the night,
Mhm.
Finbar would have been keeping an eye out on the square. Safe to assume that I did not see this person roaming about the square during that time period.
Okay, yeah,
Ooh.
I forgot you wanted to spend the night there. You noticed something, Finbar. Those 3 kids, college age kids, I'm gonna call
Right.
them kids, but they're not children.
Mhm.
They never left. They spent the whole day drinking and smoking and talking by the statue and never moved. I mean, they moved from time to
Just
time.
didn't-
They would sit elsewhere around the base of the statue. They never left the
Never
square.
left the They never left the vicinity. Okay, I'll report that to everybody else. Don't know if this all part of the same thing or maybe they're something different, but it's gonna be something we'll need to keep an eye on at least for, if nothing else.
I mean, that certainly is weird. I mean, there's
Yeah.
doing that for hours. A certain amount of time that would get old, right?
Especially people of that age bracket, they're not usually going to be just standing around there doing nothing all day. They're going to look for something else.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. To the museum.
Museum, I guess we
All
go. I'm
You-
almost tempted to do something.
You make your way.
I have
The
a
music-
question.
Ooh, yes.
The camera that Dee talked to said that when the guy came to the museum in the mornings or early afternoon, he always came with a different group of people?
Yeah. And he's not with the group of people. He follows groups
Follows
of
them,
people.
yeah.
He follows the
Mini
group of
crowd.
people? Is it always at the same time, or is it at like staggered times within this window that he arrives?
It's basically once weekly, let's say, more or less, between 11 and noon, when you have people that come into the museum. Only when it's a group, you will be following them.
Does the group always appear at the same time?
No, it's not like on the dot. The camera was like it's any time between opening of the museum and noon. So if it happens that there's a group that goes in between, like in that hour, sometimes he follows.
But these kids just stayed in the same spot all night doing the same thing.
Oh, these 3 kids, yeah.
Okay, so the whole thing isn't just a looping simulation.
Although I am tempted to do something. I'm tempted to make a snowball and throw it at them to see if there's any reaction.
You should be an instigator.
I.e., are these real, or are they all part of the same illusionary field?
I mean, there's one way to find out.
All right, are we ready to head out?
Ready.
All right.
All right, so
All right.
Dee will turn into her fox and put her clothes into the bag. And get into the bag. You can see the little fox head through the little bubble thing.
Adorable.
It's just a weird cat, you know? Just a weird cat.
Sure.
It's just yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
a fox.
dog.
A fox is a member of the canine. Is a member of the canine family. So
You know,
it's,
rich
it's basically a
eccentric.
domesticated dog.
Rich eccentric people have foxes for pets all the time.
And you are a rich eccentric.
I am. I'm rich and eccentric.
You take up your fox backpack. The rest of the group follows. You leave Midnight in the room. You make your way to the museum.
As we're walking there, I want to scoop up some. Are we in winter right now? Is there snow on the ground here?
There's no snow on the ground yet.
Okay.
But it's getting chillier and chillier in the mornings.
Okay.
Throw a rock.
Just throw a coin at them.
All right. I'm
You
gonna
pick-
pick up. I'm just gonna pick up a small piece of. I'm just gonna pick up a small piece of gravel. And with
Yeah.
my strength, I'm not going to overdo it, so that way, if I throw, it's gonna crack. It's gonna go through
be
one
like a
skull and into
bullet.
another. I just enough that I know I can get it to them, and that it bounces off the ground and hits one of them, like on the ankle or the back of the shin or something like that, just to see if there's any reaction.
Just takes them out. It's fine.
You throw the piece of rock, and they look at you. And one of them, of course in Russian, goes, "What's your problem?" And they start walking towards you.
What are they gonna do to you?
I respond in perfect Russian, similar accent to those. Well, you hadn't been moving at all. I wanted to make sure you were actually real and not maybe some public performance flash mob statue kind of thing.
Can you make composure and persuasion?
Closure.
I'm going to look
Persuasion.
for. Let me just check. Okay, I've got 4 dice. I'll tell you what the difficulty is in a moment. Yep. I need to check that. Difficulty 1.
Oh.
Okay. Should I do this now or should I wait till I do the roll?
No, please do. Well, what do you mean? Wait
I was thinking about doing enthralling performance to enhance my ability to convince them.
Oh.
Viewing a point of legend to do so.
That would mean that you're actually putting in a like a performance. You're not just trying to like find an excuse to tell them. Like, you're going to put on a show. You're going to turn this into literally making a scene.
All right, let me do the roll first, and if that doesn't work, then I will attempt to do that.
Okay.
So composure, persuasion, you said, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because it's all about. Oof.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, so when you
Okay.
tell them about, you know, they like, are they doing a performance piece or whatever, they just go like, just leave us alone. And there's a few expletives muttered under their breath, and then they go back around the statue. One of them will kick a can of something that was still full that just spills all over the place. They snicker. One of them sits back down by the statue, lights up a cigarette. They look like almost this quintessential punks from like 80s, 90s movies. It's kind of campy. But when they do sit back down, they do not take their eyes off of you. They'll follow you with their gaze up until you enter the museum.
Fair enough.
But they don't follow, they don't shout, yell, or whatever at you on the way. And you make your way inside the Hermitage Museum.
All right.
What are you looking for? There are people. Of course, there's the entire, you know, booth to get your tickets, and then the little wow, I lost the word. Like the barrier that you have to go through to go in.
Turnstile kind of thing?
Yeah, the turnstiles. Thank you. You just get your ticket, like, because you remember interacting with someone apparently makes them see you. Right now, even the security guard and the person, there are two people working behind the counter. Two women, and neither of them have spotted you, nor has the security guard done anything special.
How much does it cost for a ticket? Oh my god.
The basic ticket is 500 rubles. 500 rubles is $5.
Okay, you know what? It's worth $5 to not have extra trouble later, so I'll buy a ticket. But I've got my walk unnoticed, which I have a couple of things marked off on my sheet. I assume I can clear them because it currently says that I've got 2 legend imbued and I have a broken rib. I don't think I have that anymore.
No, yeah, you can clear that part.
Okay.
The healing is done. Even your shiner.
Yeah, my shiner.
Your so I don't know if it was imbued or if it was spent for something. Do you have powers that spend your legend?
Powers that spend.
Because it might have been during the fight against Nidogger.
That's entirely possible. Flash Freeze spends 1 legend. I don't know if I used that. Hornet's Nest also spins 1. No, I think I used Overwhelming Chaos because I made it hard for him to concentrate.
You do use it often, yes.
So imbued 1 legend for that.
So imbued normally once you've
and
once
Glacial
you're done
Taste.
using it, you can
really slow.
uncheck it.
Okay.
So I'd say uncheck 1.
Okay.
Just
and then
in
I'm gonna
case,
recheck
and
it
then,
again.
Yeah. Yeah, but like remember to check it off when you're done with your walk unnoticed. The thing is, to regain the legend that you've spent, you need to like spend a scene, either doing like sacrificing something to your dad. I was gonna say your dog, your dad, or having, like in the case of mourning, you know, listening to prayers and doing stuff.
What has he ever sacrificed for me? Absolutely
well, see, he doesn't need to do jack shit because he's a god. Because you're not. Because you're not. You have to basically, you know, thank your dad for giving you the powers that you have. And that can be done through. I mean, the basic is human sacrifice, which you do not want to do. But it could be a sacrifice of time, of effort. It could be a sacrifice of an object, like giving an object away. Like, hey, Dad, I made you this drawing. Do you want to put it up on the refrigerator?
Macaroni portrait I made for you.
Here, Dad. Daddy, here's the pasta necklace I made at school today.
Yeah, but if you do, it's kind of written in, and fate works in such a way that Loki has to put it up on the refrigerator and give you back your legend point
The
because you
cosmic
spent a legend
refrigerator.
doing it.
I love that. Okay, so
I'm
cosmic
fairly certain
refrigerator.
Asgard's has a lot of natural refrigerators.
I'm going to imbue one legend to do walk unnoticed, slough off your identity and vanish. I do not become literally invisible. Instead, people's minds simply fail to process any distinguishing information about me.
Ooh, hey, when you use that power, Kieran,
Yes.
you want to make cunning and subterfuge?
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask for a difficulty 3.
Okay, but they also have a +3 complication to.
Oh, that's not for that.
Oh.
That's not them.
Uh-oh.
That's
Did you
for
say
you.
cunning and subterfuge?
Cunning, subterfuge, and you need 3 successes.
Oh
3
dear.
successes.
Remember, we also
7
have momentum.
successes!
Hell yeah.
Eat it! Nobody in this entire country can
Dang.
see me right now.
That's not what that was about.
You need 8 successes.
When you use
God
the
damn it.
power,
Yeah.
you feel like when you take in the power, right, to use it,
Mm-hmm.
you just suddenly became, for a brief instant, you became one with the area. It's not that the entire place is affected by walk on notice. It's that there is something somewhere around here that is forcing the exact same type of a feature onto people
Knew it.
against their will.
Okay.
Something is making them ignore the divine. Not exactly like yours, because walk on notice, even if you start to interact with people, they still don't know who you are, right? Your power is better than what's happening. But what's happening is with your 7 successes, essentially someone tweaked your boon and extended it to an area.
That's exactly what I said. I was right. I'm always
You
right.
got it. Good job.
But there
No,
were no
but-
clash of wills. There was no, like in your case, someone could try to resist it.
Right.
It doesn't
Is-
seem like it does. It just, and it's not quite like distinguishing information. It's more like they ignore 7 successes. I can tell you exactly what it is. People ignore the divine.
Right.
They
So with-
have.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
With 7 successes, could I be able to have like an idea of where it's originating from? That, well, like where the area of effect is extending from?
The easy answer is to say it's coming from everywhere. It's coming from outside. It extends to everywhere. The ground zero, even with 7 successes, where you are here, you're too far from ground zero to know where it is. You have a direction, but you know that if you're going further into the museum, you're getting away, even if it's like, a couple of feet, right? Museum's not that huge. So even if it's like 200 feet, you're still going 200 feet away from ground zero. But ground zero seems to be far.
Far.
We're talking outside of the city.
Jesus.
And I'll give you one last thing for 7 successes.
Okay.
Those 3 people outside have something to do with it.
Okay.
They're like an antenna, a relay.
Ooh.
Okay. So they're keeping the area of effect up around this area in particular.
Which could explain why they're not moving.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we should find the server room first, and then we'll deal with that. Okay. will head into the museum with my $5 ticket that I've legally obtained.
Absolutely.
Go through the turnstile and sort of try not to make myself too obvious with my fox backpack, you know. Sort of, I don't know. I guess I would look for maintenance areas, like bathrooms, places where janitors might hang out.
Yeah, places that are like, marked employees only or something. You're
Right,
gonna need Finbar to translate, because I think your experienced traveler doesn't let you read, right?
Let me check.
I'm also checking at the same time because you'll have a lot of things.
Enough of the language to get by doesn't say, but if I need to, I can have Finbar on the phone and read Russian phonetically out.
Yeah, I think.
Or I could
the,
FaceTime him and let him see the Russian himself. That would make life a little easier.
Well, is Finbar and Morning coming with you?
I assumed they were staying
Staying at the hotel?
Sorry,
I
Morning.
think it is probably best for Morning to not, because Morning doesn't do subtlety very well, or stealth very well, and
True.
she knows this about herself.
Finbar obviously came along with because I threw the
rock at the
pebble
people.
at the people and all that. So yeah, I would be there.
So
you're
in that
with
case,
us.
Yeah, but I would have Morning on speed dial on the phone.
Mm-hmm. But you've got like a baseball cap or something so that the cameras can't pick you up immediately.
Well, I wasn't with you guys in Japan.
Oh, you
he
weren't?
wasn't. No. He did not commit international robbery.
I was not there.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask either one of you because you're here, or it could even be D, but D would have kind of a penalty because you're stuck in the backpacks. You can't really go wherever you want, right? But if either one of you wants to make cunning and academics, it'll determine the more successes you have, the faster you find the server room. Whoever wants to roll.
Finbar, I have 0 in academics.
I have 3 in academics and I have 2 in cunning.
Kieran enters a museum and goes, "I recognize nothing."
So is that more? Is that
the Mona Lisa? He says, pointing to about 6 different paintings.
So I've got 5 pips total in the 2 of them.
I've
combined.
also got 5 pips total, and they're all in
Okay.
cunning.
Okay, mine's split between the 2. I can go ahead and roll. I have no
go
problem
ahead,
with it.
yeah.
All right. 2 successes. It's gonna take a few hours. Thankfully, let me just see. Thankfully, none of the mortals that you have passed by have noticed anything. But by the time you find the server room and you open the door to go in, you get the feeling that you are being observed. There are people in the corridor that you're exiting. They're just walking by, minding their own business. Feels like almost like you're being watched, but not through cameras. A strange feeling, like someone's walking on your grave. Otherwise, once you're inside the server room, there's a dude there. Like there's a security guard there, sitting on a foldable metal chair. He's watching stuff on his phone. Doesn't seem to be paying much attention. It's not like there would be a lot of people coming down here. But the servers are here. Sizable computers. Big towers. We're not talking like giant like data center type of thing, but we're talking about like a capable of stocking, terabytes of data of CCTV footage and all that. A big old thing, of course, it is connected to a monitor that happens to be on the very desk that this security guard is sitting just by. He doesn't seem to have noticed anything at all when you came in.
All right, question. D.
Mm-hmm.
With your ability to communicate with the technology and all that, how long would it how long would it take you to get the information that we need as far as trying to get images of this person?
Probably at least maybe at least five minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
I would like to propose that I use enthralling performance in a kind of an unusual way. I start asking the guard questions about the museum and stuff like that in a way to as if talking to him as if he's one of the big wigs and stuff like that. Basically, trying to build up his ego and stuff like that and keep him enthralled while you quickly get the information that you need. I can imbue a point of legend to do that. You kind of be a distraction. But not in a way that's going to necessarily get us reported. It'll be kind of make it a pleasant experience for the guard, so to speak.
With your enthralling performance?
Yes. Like asking him about the museum, the history of the place, what it's like working in such a prestigious place like this, and what is a person in this port position like. Basically, I'm going to give him the Tom Sawyer treatment.
Yeah. I'm just looking at. Okay, but even mortals have to. Oh wow. Okay, he has his composure. Okay, can you roll presence plus legend? Gonna be a lot of dots, I guess. You might have to roll a legend by itself because 6 points. Against the guard's composure of 3.
Okay.
All right. So.
All right, you need
presence
1
plus-
success.
All right.
Oh.
So to roll for legend, how do I?
You would have to just type in that you're rolling a number of d10s,
Okay.
manually. You have to
So-
do it manually.
All right. So I get 2 presents. So 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 5. So basically,
8
roll
dice, I think.
8 dice. Okay.
You just need the 1 success.
Move out of the way so I can see what blazes I'm doing here. Fine, I'll close the turn. Target number 7, correct?
Yes, target number 7.
Okay,
Jeez.
2 successes.
Barely.
Wow.
But still, it's enough. You walk up to the guard, who's suddenly aware of your presence, and immediately goes for his gun, literally. But then you stop him and begin rambling about the museum and all that, and he just slowly moves his arm away from the gun. And then basically, puts an elbow on his, crosses his leg, puts an elbow on one knee, chin on the hand, and then just listens with rapt attention. While a couple of feet away, huh?
Said all it takes to get his mind off is just a little attention. It's like,
Mm-hmm. The guy alone sitting in the place, all he needs is just a little attention and affirmation about how great he is and what a great job he's doing and how important he is. You got a rapt audience.
So my question then is, Kieran and D, what's going on?
We're
least-
gonna skirt around this man's peripheral and get over to the computers, the screens. Dee's gonna do her thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do your thing. What is it that you want to do?
Talk
Just
to the
talk?
server. Yeah.
Despite you being a demigod, and despite
Mhm.
you being able to do a lot of things,
Mhm.
in order to in order to talk to a computer, you still need to, strangely enough, talk. And even
Okay.
though we can say that animals talk, it's not the same. Unless you have something that would allow you to like speak the language of technology. Because even when you speak with a Kami, you have to speak out loud, right?
Okay. I'm gonna have
Find a way. Find a way to not be heard by him. Because I mean, he's got his attention on Finbar, but that doesn't mean that he's not aware of things happening around him.
Hmm.
So just let me know. How you plan on
I
doing
can
this?
wirelessly interface with the thing.
You can wirelessly interface?
Yeah. That's one of my things.
Then
You're
because
so cool.
because you're interfacing, yeah, because you would then I would say, yeah, you could just like open a notepad and start typing
Yeah.
and it would reply. You just
Yeah.
need to look at the computer, and Kieran, you would even see on
You
the
just
computer.
position the
like-
bag. You position the bag, and there's a fox where, like, with basically like a iPad, just talking to this thing, just staring at the server very intently.
And then you see your windows open and everything.
Yeah.
You're interfacing, so you're speaking at computer speeds, so it
Yeah.
can go very quickly. What is it you want?
Okay. This is very weird. This man is like, if he saw this, like,
Yeah, like as he's listening to Finbar, there's just like a cascade of windows open up and closing next to him. He's just
Yeah.
not paying attention to that.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the server. I'm gonna ask it if it's for the times that it's seen the person we're looking for in the code like, how many times have you seen this person? When? Can you show me?
A computer has logged this first appearance as it goes as far back as the computer was installed.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about 15 years.
So 15 years this has been.
For a long time, the person would just come in once a year.
Yeah.
It was younger back then, but the computer
Oh.
recognizes that it's the same person. Like the cameras,
Yeah.
even though there's no like facial recognition software installed on it, the computer is able to parse the information. The spirit inside the computer, I should say, is able to parse that information. And it knows it's the same person. And up until about 4 years ago, he started coming in more often.
Mm-hmm.
And then since about a year,
Mm-hmm.
It's been more frequent.
Mm-hmm.
Like weekly, sometimes twice a week. He rarely skips a day. Give me a second. I can tell you there's probably one. No, I don't care about that. Why are you not in alphabetical order? Um... No, every week. Never misses one. Sometimes twice a week, but there doesn't seem to be a pattern to it. It's just because it happens. But the computer can confirm with footage that every time it's like there's a group. Sometimes the groups are just 2 people, like a couple going in. Sometimes it's like a group of 4. It's never a big group. We're never talking about like an organized tour type of thing. It's always just a little group of people. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he follows them from a couple of steps behind. And there doesn't seem to be any ill intent, though the computer registers the face as being mischievous.
Is there any more information of, does it have any more footage of what he does, like, after?
He follows them into rooms? And he looks at them looking at the artwork. As if the people looking at the artwork are what this person is looking for, or considering the art to watch.
Is it different art, or is it the same art every time?
Always different. Depends on the group. And he doesn't follow them like the whole day either. He does it like a couple of times, like a couple of rooms. Then he goes around the museum, does it with people that are already there, and then leaves. And has been doing that often, though recently it's been, the computer has noticed that it's harder to see him enter the museum. It's like the cameras outside have stopped picking up on him. Cameras inside, no problem.
The people that the first camera picked up, that he comes, the few people that he comes with, the people in the museum that he's looking at, there are different people, or are they the same people?
Yep, they're always the same, different people. Like, I mean, he'll start with
I mean,
are
they the same people that he went to the square with?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it's just like he's going to follow them. Once inside, he follows them, let's say, for like an hour. And then after that, he goes on his own. But he's going to still, for like the amount of time that he's inside, still going to do the same thing of looking at people looking at art. And the computer will report one more thing. 2 more things, actually. The first one is, there was an altercation that was recorded between him and someone. Someone who was... well, the computer can show you the footage. You're in a gallery. There are paintings on each side. And 2 like little pedestal with artwork, sculptures, sorry, in the room, and then benches. He comes in from one door, another person comes in from the other. The other person looks like an older gentleman, older than him, but not middle-aged. Like, just it, if this person is early 20s, the other person might be like mid-30s or something. And he was looking at a couple, 2 guys holding hands, were looking at timidly holding hands, looking at a portrait. And he looks at them, and then he looks at the person, that older guy, and he walks up to the older guy and just clocks him they start a tussle. Security comes in, separates the two of them, and kind of forget about the older one. And he just ends up leaving without like a stern warning or
Just walks
a
out.
beating or it's like the two guards separated them, and then it's as if one guard probably told them to stay put, went to that person you're looking for.
Yeah.
So and the other just up and left, and no one did anything. And it seems that this person you're searching for, this blonde guy, tried to tell the guards that that person was leaving, and no one was doing anything. And he got cited and couldn't come back for a few days. And the moment he could, he came back. Like, he wasn't thrown out necessarily because he's been coming so often that apparently, either he has means and he bought his way out of trouble, or he's enough of a patron of the arts or of the museum that it wasn't enough to get him like thrown in jail, arrested for assault or anything like that. And the other thing the computer would tell you is he just came in. He's currently buying a ticket, and you would have the window that opens with the security footage from the ticketing booth where y'all were earlier.
Oh,
And he's
okay.
he's at the desk buying a ticket.
Oh shoot. Quickly, she's gonna ask the server to send that to my my phone, that closed circuit TV of the altercation.
Cool. I will erase a thing from the Legend Keeper for a second. All right, and he is now visible. The computer would even give you his name, Myro.
Okay, Myro. Okay.
Because
so I have this this footage on my thing now. Right. Okay.
Yep, you can download any of the things that the computer has shown you. It will gladly send it over. Myro, M-I-R-O.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Wait.
Or Miro, I don't know how. I think you would pronounce it probably Miro.
I think it's Miro.
Miro.
Yeah, blonde guy. Kind of good looking.
Oh. Okay. That's
like he could very well be a model for haircuts or something.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, now that I have that, quickly on I'm pretty sure she has there's a big like group chat with everybody here. It's like all caps. He's here right now. He's buying a ticket. And you just kind of feel like, I think you just see like the bag, or you feel the bag just kind of like just starts like move and stuff like that. Like, oh shoot, he's here.
Yeah, morning will move from the hotel across the way. I think she was streaming from her phone, but does an immediate sign off and heads out.
Finbar would keep the conversation with the guard going long enough for Kieran and Dee to get out of the room first, then he would follow.
All right.
I have a question. Is there CCTV of like this room? Out of character, because that's gonna be very weird looking. Like, it's gonna be like, what's
No,
going
there's
on?
none.
Okay, that'd be just like,
You never saw any cameras going into the server room.
be really nice. Like,
Well, I mean, you saw cameras when you were leaving the corridor that goes into the employee restricted area, but once you're there, inside the server room itself, there isn't.
Okay. Good.
A
Excellent.
video
Good.
to erase then. All right.
Or just leave and just like, what the hell is that? What's happening in this? All right.
And it's on that note of we have to hurry because he's here that we are going to end today's session.
In this session is a dog in a backpack.
And turning invisible. Yep. That was it for our session 58.
Vulpine backpack.
There seems to be a mystery in Russia.
Mhm.
And we'll see, I guess, next week what it's all about. But please, players, thank you so much for coming today. Thank you, chat, for being here. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for all the wonderful interaction. I will give the mic over to my cast for them to let you know where you can find them. This week, we'll do same order as we did the intros, and we will start with the voice of Renee.
Hi, I am the voice of Renee. I have been here today and playing Morning. Yes, that's right. Morning. Just Morning. I love playing with this game with this group of people. I feel like even when we have like a relatively straightforward thing, we always end up with some shenanigans. So you can find me on Twitter at RayDNR and on most other platforms, including Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram at RayDN. I'm not as active on those other platforms yet, but I am working on it. As for other projects, I tend to do updates on my social media, primarily Twitter. But my biggest thing I have running right now is that I am auditioning for the host of the One Shot podcast. They are releasing episodes for the 4th auditionee right now, but you can go back and listen to my episodes. I ran Animon's story for just an absolutely killer cast of performers. It was a blast. It's pretty family friendly. It's Pokemon and Digimon inspired TTRPG, and I don't know what's going to happen, but it's a very cool opportunity. The other auditionees are amazing, and you can let them know what you think of my episodes through a forum response. So yeah, if you like them, let them know. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Hannah.
I am Hannah. I was playing Kieran. You can find me, Hanimation Art on Twitter, just plain Hanimation on Blue Sky, and Hanimation Studios everywhere else. You can also find my shop at hanimation.shop. It's pretty darn easy to remember. And don't forget, if you use the code WanderingDM on your order at hanimation.shop, you can get 10% off of your order of anything that I have available. And other than that, you can find me over on Laugh Love Lindy's channel on Wednesdays for some Below the Land of Fire, Call of Cthulhu 1980s goodness, where I play Dr. Bronwyn Hughes, who cannot be flapped. She is unflappable. And other than that, back here on Saturday for more Scion. Love it. Can't wait.
She cannot be flat?
She cannot be flapped.
Flapped. Okay, I heard flat. And I was like,
FLAPP''D. Cannot be flapped.
I have no idea what flap means. I'm going to Google.
She's unflappable. She rolls really badly on seeing anything that has to do with the supernatural.
Oh.
I mean, you know what? That's you know.
That is a good thing.
That's a good thing in Cthulhu.
It can't get to if you don't perceive it. So that's
exactly.
Yep. Well, thank you for coming. And next row, Lynn.
Hey everybody, I'm Lynn. Gremlin art pretty much everywhere on the social. You can find my art, and next time you'll be able to see me is next week here, and next weekend of D&D Jordan's channel. For we're going to be doing a bunch of charity games over the weekend for fight against AAPI hate. So just be some D&D, some Pathfinder, and a lot of fun over there. And thanks for letting me be a little fox in a backpack.
some days that's all you need is to be a little fox in a backpack.
Thanks for being our little fox in a backpack.
Also, I have multiple tails, so it's a really weird fox in a backpack.
There's our little fox right there.
Aw.
It's very cute.
Not as many
And,
tails, though.
And lastly, Robert.
All right, I'm Hawkeye, or Kentucky Hawkeye. You can catch me on most social media under that. You can catch me on my Etsy store under Diet Water Productions. When I'm not here playing my character here on Scion on my channel Monday nights, my daughter and I are currently trying to 100% our way through Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, or as we prefer to call it, the further adventures of Mousetroid. Tuesday nights is Baldur's Gate 3, where I'm working through an adventure called The Legend of Ben de Mustaine, where I'm playing a gold dragonborn paladin, trying to find his way to Baldur's Gate and all that jazz. So, on Wednesday nights is Grappler's Keep, my WWE 2K23 universe, where a number of characters from all of your favorite tabletop RPG genres compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. We're just about 3 or 4 weeks away from our next premium live event, Dirty Deeds, our version of the WWE Extreme Rules. We've got our champions crowned now. We've already had a major change in the championships already, so things are happening there. So you can catch me there, and then of course always here on Saturdays you can catch me doing my best to be a quite distracting and entertaining fellow with all the people in the museums here on Scion.
Awesome. And as for me, you can find me over on this very channel on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the last episode of Vampire the Masquerade Montreal by Night, before we take our month-long break to play a horror game I've been working on for 2 years now that Hannah is going to be part of. It's called One Frightful Night. I am so stressed out, you have no idea. Everything needs to be perfect, and I keep doing stuff, but I hope it's going to be very interesting, and I can't wait to hear people's feedback and comments on seeing an actual session in play. And then in December we're going to be back for the 2 episodes that are missing for the last of season 4. And there's something else. There will be other stuff, but I'm not going to talk about it yet because things are still up in the air and need to be defined. So thank you all for coming, and I wish you a good, I was gonna say evening, weekend, y'all. See you all next week. Bye bye.